Basketball is big business, but do you know how big? And who owns the sport of basketball anyway? I mean, who has the right to say that the game should be played this way or that way? And what in the world is the No Backboard Basketball League, and why in the world should you care? I have all those answers and more on the No Backboard Basketball Show.
That we get back to talking about this community, because I think that's one way, and that I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, it may be the tagline you use there, if change the game, change the community.
I'm the game changer, the mover, the shaker. With every basket, I'm a community maker. I'm the game changer, the mover, the shaker. With every basket, I'm a community maker.
Great question. So the No Backboard Basketball League, the vision of it is a new recreational basketball platform to provide opportunities for Black and brown individuals to actually own wealth creating assets in the sports space. Hey, welcome to the No Backboard Basketball Show. Show number 1, episode number 1. But this definitely is not my first podcast, or not my first piece of online content that I've created. But this is the first content creation effort that we're committed to for the entire year. So we're going to come to you 4 times a week, Monday through Thursday, with about 45 minutes of outstanding content each and every show. Hey, I am Mark T. Armstrong, the founder of the No Backboard Basketball League. And what is the No Backboard Basketball League? Well, we're building an alternative basketball platform in the United States to serve competitive families, NIL athletes, and competitive recreational athletes. Our mission is to produce the world's most skilled basketball athletes, host the world's best recreational basketball competitions, and deliver the world's best basketball entertainment. And how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to do this by building an alternative basketball development platform. So this isn't just about a league. We're looking to revolutionize how basketball skills are developed, how the game is taught. And quite frankly, we're looking at building an alternative basketball development culture here in the United States that's outside of the traditional, with the backboard, club, AAU, collegiate development system, and send kids into that system to impact that system. Because we, quite frankly, think that system is broke. And there's a lot of people, I think, who agree with us that with the issues in basketball today, something needs to change. And we're efforting to be that change by building this platform. Through building this platform, we're looking to unlock untapped wealth, not just in the terms of money, but also in potential, opportunities, innovation. We're talking about new spaces where competitive athletes can truly shine, where content creators have a new canvas to create their content, and where we can partner with conscious capitalists, social conscious entrepreneurs, where they can invest in something that's, it's more about making a profit for us. It's really about creating a new platform where Black and brown individuals can participate in the wealth of sports. So we're building a community, bringing people together, athletes, creators, investors, technologists, and just fans, to build and usher in a new era of basketball. And I'm excited about that. We're building a community, bringing people together, athletes, content creators, creatives, technologists, and investors, to build and usher in a new era of basketball. And we're excited to see where this journey takes us. We believe we have opportunity to create a whole new billion-dollar space that provides whole new opportunities to a group of people who historically have been locked out of participating in wealth creation in sports. And through this, changing the game, we're able to change communities. Hey, take a look at the book we just published, No Backboard Basketball, Remixing Basketball for a Catalyst of Change. And in this book, you will get all the insight you need to really understand the why behind the No Backboard League and why you should become part of our community.
Tired of the three-point obsession, the commercialization of youth basketball, and a game where skill development takes a backseat? Introducing No Backboard Basketball, remixing basketball as a catalyst for change. This isn't just a book, it's a movement. Rediscover basketball's roots, where the focus is on community, creativity, and real opportunities for Black and brown youth. No more barriers for families without deep pockets. Get your copy on Amazon now and join the revolution that's changing the game and changing lives.
The business of basketball. Basketball is big business, and I've been researching it for over 3 decades now, focusing not just on the NBA, but also on the broader basketball market. We're talking about your grassroots, your youth basketball, your AAU, your club, elite youth programs at your prep schools and on your shoe circuits, emerging alternative pathways like the G League, Overtime Elite, the Basketball League, the ABA, and let's not forget streetball with names like Ball is Life, the emerging Brody League, the Next Chapter, X versus X, or the Meta Panda Club. These segments all contribute to what is the global basketball market, and I've been following all of these spaces going on almost 3 decades now. I've crunched some numbers. Now, the NBA itself, when you tally up the value of all its franchises and say you take the annual revenues and you give it a multiplier of 5, I could do 10 because they're a strong established business, but we'll do a multiplier of 5. It comes out to about $182 billion. So the NBA, rough estimate, is approximately worth $82 billion. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I believe the rest of the global basketball market is a larger number and surpasses the size of the NBA or the valuation of the NBA, right? So we're estimating that the global basketball market to be somewhere between $365 billion to $370 billion. Now, these are rough estimates because no one has truly aggregated all of this data in one place. But between my research, leveraging Grok AI on the X platform, I'm pretty confident in our numbers. So here's the deal. And the critical point, right? How much of this massive $370 billion valuation is actually reflected on the balance sheets of Black and brown owned companies, family offices, or individuals, right? The harsh truth is we don't know the exact figure, but we all can agree that the contributions made by Black and brown basketball athletes to the growth of global basketball has not translated into a corresponding accumulation of wealth in the communities that have actually helped build the game. And that's why, as a Black-owned sports enterprise, No Backboard Basketball League is a Black-owned venture. We're in a mission to secure as much market share as we can. And we're confident that our network of No Backboard Basketball training facilities that we're going to build across the United States is our path to our first $1 billion valuation. But we believe the potential there is far much more. And we want to ensure that the wealth generated by basketball, particularly the No Backboard Basketball League, is shared more equitably, especially amongst those from Black and brown communities across the country. At the end of the day, the purpose of the No Backboard Basketball League is to create an alternative basketball platform that can create new economic opportunities for Black and brown youth, teenagers, and young adults, and create pathways for individuals to own wealth creating assets. So there's two parts to this. The first part is we want to be able to create opportunities that put bread in young people's pockets today through jobs, through NIL, through creating a platform where they can spin off content creating business, offer our content, license our branding to create creative stuff, leverage blockchain for digital assets. All of that is included in what we're talking about here, but also the ability for members of our community to be able to pass on assets that accumulate over generations, right? Imagine if your family owned the Minneapolis Lakers and brought it all the way to Los Angeles, never sold it, but developed it over the years. Be worth billions of dollars. And that is how wealth is created. Identifying assets that will grow over the generations and be able to leverage that wealth accumulation for the benefit of your family. And we're looking to create that opportunity for many families that would like to join us in addressing the issues with American basketball.
Brand, tell us your name.
My name is Cameron Neff.
What is your IG or TikTok handle?
My Instagram is Cameron D. Neff.
What is your experience playing no backboard basketball?
So far, it's been pretty cool. It's a very unique game, and you just have to adjust, really.
All right. What part of the game do you think you will be highlighted today?
Shooting. I feel like shooting is going to be the most difficult.
All right.
New age basketball game for the new age generation to come.
A hoop prize and medal ring, king of this domain. Stamina, sweat, and skills, let the record show my name. Sharp, shoot, fast, brace, the rhythm never drops. We play with heart and hustle, every second on the clock. Feeling the asphalt underfoot, we make our own rules. In this game of precision, ain't no time for the fools. No need for glass to kiss the swish, splash, pure bliss. We shape the game, change lanes, in the hood we don't miss. Same grind, different challenge, push the game, test your talents. In the paint or beyond the arc, we're the masters of our balance.
Her attitude about the increase in three-point shots in basketball. Personally, I have a three-point conspiracy to share with you. All right, so let's dive into what I'm calling the three-point shot conspiracy. Now, as the NBA has kicked off this 2024-25 season, we've seen another significant hike in three-point shot attempts. Now, this continues a 2-decade-long trend, right? So over the past 2 decades, three-point shots have more than doubled from about 16 shots per game to 37 shots per game. Now, here's the math, or here's where the math doesn't add up, right? So three-point shot attempts have surged, but efficiency has not, right? So three-point shot attempts have doubled, more than doubled from 16 to 37, but three-point shot efficiency has remained around 35 to 36% on average over the course of the past 2 decades, right? So when you only have one team this year who has a team's three-point shooting efficiency is over 40%. And they're in first place and have the best record in the entire league as of the recording of this. So what we have, and part of the frustration fans are having, is automatically with more three-point attempts, you're going to have more misses, which isn't a great visual for the game. Now, sure, three-point shots have spread the court, and this has led to an increase of an increase in the two-point shot percentage, right? Which means because they spread the court, they've created more lanes, and because the guard in the three-point line so far out, it creates lanes and cuts for more layups. So what you have is more layups are being made. So the two-point shooting percentage over the 2 decades has crept up and has improved, while three-point shooting percentage has pretty much stayed about the same. They've been able to sell three-point, or this three-point, the analytics of three-point to the public, I believe, through the effective field goal percentage, right? But when you see the increase in the effective field goal percentage over the past 2 decades, it's not because people are shooting better from the three. It's because, one, they're shooting more threes, so there's just the additional points from those threes going at. But more importantly, the effective field goal percentage has improved over the past decade because the 2-point shooting percentage has increased, because the one benefit of this approach to the 3-point game is it spreads the court and guys are getting more layups. Right. But at what cost? Right. So here's where the conspiracy comes in. Right. Because what happened to the traditional big? You know, the back to the basket player and the mid-range player. And what about our slasher who could get to the hoop? Right. Well, they have been strategically and systematically X and O'd right out the game. And let's not sugarcoat it, right? This is where my conspiracy comes in. The real motivation behind emphasizing 3-point shot was to eliminate the dominance of the traditional big, the hyper-athletic player, which in plain English means minimize the advantages of the black athlete. Remember this. The NCAA banned the dunk from 1967 to 1976, largely to curb the dominance of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but also all the other hyper-athletic black athletes that were starting to come into the sport. Now, in 2015, Vice.com posted an article titled "The Plot to Kill the Slam Dunk." Right, now listen to this, because here's what's interesting. Listen to this quote taken right out of this article from 2015, Vice.com, "The Plot to Kill the Slam Dunk." With the 3, it's easy to imagine that advocates of the dunk killing, raise the rim, have achieved everything that they wanted. The little man has value again in the advanced metric guided game to have today, perhaps more value. Let me read that again. With the 3, it's easy to imagine that the advocates of the dunk killing raised rim have achieved everything they wanted. The little man has value again in the advanced metrics guided game today, perhaps the most value. Vice.com posted an article, 2015, "The Plot to Kill the Slam Dunk." And in this article, they covered the history of the fight within the so-called stewards of basketball about raising the rim. There was an argument to raise the rim anywhere to 11 feet to 12 feet to minimize the dunk, to minimize the advantages that the athletes who could get up there and dunk it, who could blow by players and jump over players, to minimize that. Thus, 1967 to 76, they banned the dunk, right? So the push for the 3-point line, backed by analytics, strategically is aimed at diminishing the value of your extra tall athletes and neutralizing your hyper athletic athlete. Or, when I read between the lines and read the tea leaves, the purpose of promoting the 3-point line and analytics was to support the narrative that eliminates the traditional big man and minimizes the impact of the hyper athletic players. And this, folks, is why we must ask this pivotal question: who owns basketball? Who owns basketball? Right? Because there's a whole group of people who think that the way that they are approaching the game today is not the right approach. But their voices carry no weight, because whoever is able to make the rules decided that we're going to go this route. But the underlying conspiracy behind that is, why? Because who benefits from this strategic shift in play style? And what does it mean for the future of the game? I don't like the future of the game where the African-American basketball players losing market share or roster share on college rosters and professional rosters. I don't like the basketball we see today where the skill development is so bad is that European players and European basketball is considered a better version of basketball than what we have right here in the United States. And because I don't like that, we've come up with the No Backboard Basketball League. And our effort is to provide an alternative sport, an alternative better sport, an alternative development platform where those that are seeking next level basketball development so they can compete in this changing global environment, but not get penalized for the weakness of the current American developmental system. That's why we have the No Backboard Basketball League. And this message vibes with you, if it resonates with you, or you just want to see where we're going, tap into our community. NoBackboard.com. Tap into our community.